And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second match of the broadcast. Welcome back to the StarCraft Evolution League number 10. Welcome to our TvP. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have our yellow Terran player. We have a yellow Terran representing Team Starcom. It is BratOK. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the StarCraft 2 BratOK. The blue BratOK representing Team Little Fairy. It is a Shameless. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our Terran versus BratOK. Here we go. Again, BratOK, I would say, has been very quickly rising up the ranks when it comes to the StarCraft Evolution Terran scene. I think I would still place him below Quanta and below Spirit, but still quite comparable, I would say. So quite comparable in skill. Coming into this, I would say that BratOK is the favorite player, favorite to make a deep run in this tournament. We'll see if he can be stopped. We'll see how Shameless compares. Shameless is a player that we haven't actually covered too much of in StarCraft Evolution. He's a little bit less experienced. He does have less matches in this mode of StarCraft, in this kind of tournament scene and tournament series. So we'll see how Shameless does compare and if he can keep up with BratOK. Let's go. First things first, we do have an economic opener here. Rack expand out of our Terran player. SCV scout across the map, but likewise Shameless also moves out with his own scouts, going for his own Gate Cyber into, I would imagine, expansion. Never mind, setting up for a proxy, setting up for some shenanigans. Okay, so a more aggressive start out of our BratOK. And again, I was going to say economic, going racks into factory here from BratOK initially. SCV scout dips in. He does confirm the initial setup, but hold up, where is the second pylon? Still going to be searching, still checking in. Yeah, safety bunkers on the way. He does recognize, hold up, the pylon is missing. And BratOK taking it very seriously. Does set up defensively back at home. Is going to be proxy Stargate out of Shameless. He's crazy, going proxy Void Ray. At least I would imagine. Proxy Void Ray with some shield batteries. We'll see if Shameless does set up on low ground. He does poke up the ramp. He does confirm the bunker. Does confirm the Marines. What are we going for? Oracle. Oh, he sees! He scouts. Yeah, big scout here from BratOK. He does confirm what's going on. He is aware. eBay is on the way. That'll be for turrets. So he does respond, does react with an eBay. Shameless is expanding. He's not committing here with shield batteries. This may just be proxy Oracle. Just proxy Oracle to harass into his own natural base. Yep, there it is, Oracle. Oracle's on the way. BratOK, he does respond. Going into his own vulture production, is going into mech. So spider mines are being researched. Vultures will eventually break out. He can, of course, lift his racks to break out. You cannot lift and land depots, of course. They're stationary. But you can lift and land the racks. So again, Brutal Terran, they have their own different walls that they can work with. Oracle dips in. Oracle force back. No damage. No major damage. BratOK does defend quite nicely here, and he's going for his own proxy. Oh, proxy second factory. Going double factory, mass vulture. Going for a spider mine into, I would imagine, ion thrusters. Yeah, there we go. Ion thrusters on the way. That is vulture speed. So it's going mass vulture. Vultures are breaking out. They set up their spider mines. Oh. There they just set up. Massive connections. Adepts are going down. 2 adepts do fall. Nice clean up here from BratOK. And again, he's massing up vultures across the map. Back at him, Shameless throws down some safety shield batteries. Shield batteries on the way. How many gates? Getting up to a 2-gate setup. 2-gate into Twilight Council. Oracles race back home, and the vultures are amassing. They're fanning out. Now, BratOK is expanding behind this. He's going for a CC on location. But that's still going to be a lot of vultures. They're being focused down. He gets one. It's one vulture so far. Proxy's under fire. More vultures are amassing. Now, when it comes to spider mines, bearing in mind, spider mines do not trigger on probes. Workers do count as hovering units, and they count as not being able to trigger spider mines. They can still be hit by the splash damage of a spider mine. So if a spider mine triggers on a unit, and the unit does run into a mineral line, then they can still pop off. But here we go, vultures, they do try to rush in. Stalker in position, shield battery as well. They head for the mineral line, and they can one-shot. Yeah, 3 vultures, they can one-shot probes. They get 1, they get 2, they get 3. 3 probes going down, but only 3. Only 3 workers. Nice defense here from Shameless. Shameless rushing into a 3rd base as well. Very greedy. And without vultures, these Marines are exposed. And not enough support here. The Marines are going to be going down. More vultures rallying in. They can try to cut off this area with spider mines. Oh, they bust into the mineral line, but alas, yeah, the oracles, they will clean this up. They're running out of energy though. Oracles are running out, throwing down more spider mines. Oh, spider mines in the main. They will trigger. Oof. Keeping up here with the stalker. Also, I said 3 vultures, my apologies. 2 vultures, they one-shot. And now you have to be so careful here with these stalkers. Oh my god. Oh no! The stalker! Oh my god. Yeah, the splash damage is brutal. 10 probes go down in total. That was an extra 4 probes towards the end. As we mentioned, mines, they trigger on units, not on workers. So be so careful with your movement. As with that, Shameless will clear this up. Behind this, BratOK getting his own 3rd CC on location, massing up additional vultures, going for a 3rd factory. Is being cleaned up. More vultures rallying out. More vultures do rally. For the most part, Shameless, he's holding on. Blink is now done. Vultures trying to force their way through. Oh my god. Yeah, Stalkers, they take a lot of hits, a lot of damage. But the vultures, they do not gain ground. They do not bust into the mineral line. Not this time. Oh my god. Yeah, detection has arrived. And Shameless will hold. Shameless will hold till defend, and BratOK from here has to calm down. At this point, the aggression has failed, or the aggression has subsided. Checking the unit loss here, it was 14 vultures for 17 probes. That was a brutal trade. On the one hand, yes, a lot of workers went down, but alas, so many vultures. And from here, we're shifting gears into tank production. Siege mode is being researched. We have machine shops on the way, getting into more tanks. So BratOK is starting to transition out of this into a more robust mech composition. Vultures are still being active. As I say that though, we have Revelations, we have the Observer. Shameless, he's cleaning up and shutting down all these mines. So we'll clean up all the mines. So here we go. Shameless keeping up with those vultures, forcing them back. Shameless going for another 4th expansion. But yes, as other people have been pointing out, we will be covering the GSL qualifiers via replays. So we got you covered with the replay cast. Don't you worry. So we are setting up. Likewise, Stalkers have to work through a minefield. Oh. As tanks are set. Again, the tank count is slowly building up, but BratOK is trying to turtle up. He is attempting to turtle. Oh my god, that's been brutal. Oh, the brutal connections! Shameless, calm down. He blinks in into mines. Ay, ay, ay. Patience, get out of here. Oh no. The patience blink. Gotta respect the mines, baby. Respect the mines. As BratOK holds. BratOK does hold on. He does claim his 3rd base. Now setting up for a 4th. Going for his own starport setup into mass tank vulture, at least initially. Vulture still fanning out. Getting cleaned up. Shameless is keeping up back at home defensively, but back at home for BratOK, he is secure. Like, there's now no more pressure. No more stalkers across the map. The proxy has been found. And when it comes to the army composition, Shameless is still sticking with Mass Stalker. We do have the Dark Shrine just now completing as well, getting into DTs to harass. From here, we can also go into Charge. Charge is now done, so a Mass Gateway composition. We do typically expect to see Charge lots alongside Archons and Immortals against Mech. That can trade quite well, but no Immortal production yet. Just still a Gateway composition for Shameless. Still just a Gateway army. Blink being researched for the DTs. Blink is on the way. More mines being set up. Again, Shameless has to be so careful here, and thankfully he does have plenty of oracles and observers. Has plenty of detection. Getting into the main. Doesn't see much here. Again, it's still just a gateway army. BratOK just trying to confirm. If there's ever going to be a Skytoss transition, then BratOK has to be ready for it. I believe he already makes a couple of blind Goliaths. Yeah, a couple of blind Goliaths, just in case. Goliath is stationed here in the main. Yep, zoning away the Prism. Oh my god, speaking of, Prism goes down. Yeah, nice setup there from BratOK. Shuts down the Warp Prism. Cannot focus on the main fight. Oh! Oh my god. Spider-Man goes off. Late reaction from Shameless. Yeah, brutal late reaction. As you saw, like, you can actually focus down the Widow Mines, sorry, the Spider Mines before they connect, as they do uproot initially. Speaking of, oh no! Oh my god. Whew. Just have to make sure you're on A move. And you can see Shameless does focus down those Spider Mines in time. They are targetable. You know, BratOK setting up his siege line. Shameless just clearing up the minefields, clearing up the rest of the map. Oracle setting up their own minefield is what true. The counter mines, the stasis traps. I mean, there are a lot of stasis traps on the map, actually. So not going to be the easiest move out here from BratOK. But BratOK is secure on 4 bases. Getting to his own science vessel. His own mobile detection. Goliaths are amassing. And now here we go, double Robo, double Immortal production. That's what we were waiting for here from Shameless. So mass gateway army now into Immortals. From here into Archon production as well. These are Archons morphed in by DTs, by Dark Templar. I would say that now that Shameless is maxed out, he should be switching into Skytoss, or at least getting ready for air upgrades, a fleet beacon, instead going into a base, so he's committing to a ground-based composition. So Shameless, he's not taking up. As BratOK, he breaks out. At least he attempts to. And Vultures once again setting up their minefields. They do break free on the right-hand side. Shameless trying to keep up with those charge slots. Oh my god. Use it up. Likewise, racing on past. They do get some damage, nothing major here. This is just kind of trying to distract Shameless. Just distracting, trading out Vultures. Again, they're quite cheap. Getting eyes on the bases. Setting up all the spider mines. Ah, but there's no way out of this. There's no way out of this. And Vultures are all going to go down. Behind this, more tanks on the way. Again, my biggest concern typically when it comes to this mech composition is the lack of anti-air. But remember, Shameless, he's not switching into the air. There we go. Stargate is down the way. This is late, but at least it's coming. We have +1 air attack and a Stargate into a fleet beacon. But is this too late? Because here comes BratOK. Here we go. He's maxed out. Big on siege. Does send it right down middle, right down the center, right down mid. Shameless trying to reposition. Spider-Man's being set up. That is going to be a lot of charge lots. A lot of charge lots on the right hand side. Soldiers are clearing off the minefield, but we have more spider mines on the way. Now, bearing in mind that Zealous, they can force friendly fire, they can drag mines into the tanks. And we just go for the base trade. And he just ignores. Okay, he just ignores the main army. I mean, that's a lot of tanks. So we go for the base trade instead, clearing up all the mines. Defense matrix here on the tank. Does go for the Matrix, trying to hold on. Oh my god, the splash damage though. Yeah, Zealots are all going down. Oh my god, they break through the first line of tanks though. And the second line also under fire at the same time, but BratOK forcing his way into the natural. Pushing on in, taking down the Robos. Robos are under fire. BratOK, he will lose his third. At the same time though, Shameless losing his natural. And there's still more mines behind this, more tanks, more reinforcements. Throwing down more spider mines. As many as he can, trying to buy some time. Oh my god. Shots going off. BratOK, where do we go from here? Do we push up into the main? The main is still exposed. We got to keep going. Leaving the army idle. There we go. Now moving in. Tanks are on the high ground. Massive shots going off. And BratOK, he will hold on to his main. The main base will be secure. Meanwhile, it's a little bit messy when it comes, there we go, when it comes to pushing into the main. Starter steps in. This is late. We have defensive DTs, but we have detection. Yeah, the science vessels with the main army. Stargate goes down. Likewise, scan here against the other defensive DTs. Again, the main is secure for BratOK. Forces his way in. We have more zealots warping in across the map. The main will fall. Shameless still has bottom right and top left, and he's throwing down a wall of extra gateways. Cybercores warping in more DTs. Shameless still has an economy. Shameless has a massive bank to work with, but he is losing all of his tech and his production. Now again, as we saw, this is a little bit late. It's like it was a messy base trade from BratOK. He was focusing a lot defending back at home, so it was a delayed assault into the main. And Shameless, he does race back home. He turns back around. Oh my god, brutal connections. Again, he's running through the minefield. Oh no, the minefield! Oh god, the Souths, yeah, they're all going to go down. Brutal connections, pushing into the tanks. They will lose everything here. The Stalkers, the Immortals. DTs are coming from behind, but last there is that science vessel. And Shameless, he will lose everything. GG gets called, and BratOK, he will take the game. He will take a lead in the series. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Shameless getting a little bit impatient towards the end there, getting a little bit impatient. I do think that he was doing a better job at sniping bases, at killing the third and pushing into the natural, but he could not break the main base as there was just a wall of tanks waiting on top of the ramp, and unfortunately he just had a really hard time racing back home. There were just state traps. There were spider mines all over the place. Oh. And GG. GG, well played. And with that, it looks like, a little bit unfortunate here. We have some updates on the brackets. What I mean by that is that it looks like Shameless, something has come up, which might explain why we saw Shameless actually be quite impatient towards the end of that game. Unfortunately, he can no longer compete. So do hope everything's okay. Do hope everything's okay and there's nothing serious going on. But Shameless, he is giving the walkover to BratOK, and in the end, BratOK will advance on into the next round to face off against Kiwian, aka Top. Let's go. Let's catch up on the brackets.